This is not before force left, not stop. He needs found.
Okay, I'm freaking out. The thing after me is not going to stop until I'm gone. Completely gone. So, I'm setting up constant recordings, video, audio, everything I can. I back it all up to my cloud drive, streamed constantly. I want this recording, whatever happens next, whatever happens to me, I want there to be a record of it. I want there to be proof so people can see that I'm telling the truth about all of it. I don't know when it'll strike again. I can't tell. But I want to be ready when it does. And something you've got to remember about demons, and indeed any higher forms of supernatural being, is that they'll have their own agenda, as well as doing whatever they need to for their bosses, for the higher echelons of demonhood. They'll be wanting to look out for themselves. They're more than happy to double cross things that are far bigger and nastier than they are for their own gains. I mean, these things think they're gods. One minute they're doing something for their bosses quite happily, I say happily, and the next is transcendental chaos. So I guess in that sense the afterlife isn't that different from life. So why do these things make themselves heard to some but not others? What is it about us that makes us sensitive? I have to wonder if there's something genetic in it. It can't be random. There has to be something tangible that makes people like me more open to be contacted by these echoes of people. I mean, what if they want me to do something on their behalf? I probably would, in all honesty. What if it helps them rest in peace? I'd never do anything to hurt anyone, though.
These killings are not random. There is a definite pattern. Evans couldn't plead insanity. He knows exactly what he's doing. Even if he doesn't exactly know who he is right now, who knows what he'll do next. I can't predict his next target. But one thing I can tell you for sure. He already knows them.
I can't believe I trusted the guy in our house. No wonder he couldn't get rid of whatever it is that's plaguing us. He's a trouble magnet, that's for sure. For what it's worth, I think he's lying. The guy's a maniac. I mean, who's going to be next?
The afterlife is present in some form in every great religion there has ever been. This is because they all stem from the same place. Everything shares its origin. Every faith has its dark forces and its secrets. The beings that John Evans chases could date back to the dawn of creation, for all we know. He needs to Be careful.
Before Sarah Moon passed on in life, she passed on the details of John's plight to me. I have some experience in warding off dark forces, but this thing which appears to have taken John over, well, it's far beyond anything I've known before. It isn't just a possession, it's the start of something that could spread, and I don't have any pleasure in saying that. Dark days are coming.
I believe John Evans is innocent. It's not him doing those things, it's Faraday. People need to start believing in more than what they see.
I know what the media are doing. They're trying to make out that John's a lunatic. I only know John from him helping get rid of a presence from our house, but he's not a killer, no matter what that thing's making him do.
So while I was researching how my family tree had been tampered with, I've read a lot of other stuff I hadn't expected to see in there. It seems that there was a lot of mention of psychic disturbances and even psychic abilities in family members that I didn't know I had. A lot of his victims all displayed some form of paranormal ability, be it telekinesis or ESP or anything else like that. And somehow they made him go away. Until I came along. And I've got to figure out what it was that made him go away. And I'm just wondering if perhaps they joined together somehow. And that made me think about the people I know with an understanding of the other side, a real understanding of it. People like Clifton Regent, Sarah Moon, Jessica, Thomas, even Candice from that Shadowhunters show. I know she has her issues with what I do, but she knows her stuff. And that's what I need at the moment. I'm out of my depth with this. I'm going to need some help. I can't keep this thing back on my own.
Watching me now, just as I watched you for so long. This must be torture for you, watching me kill while wearing your face. And what a face it is. Overweight, aging, past your best. You've wasted so long chasing ghosts that you forgot to live. But this is my skin now. Mine, John, and I will fulfill potential you could never attain.
So this is what it was like, eh, John? Wandering dark rooms and talking to yourself. What a sorry life you were leading. Well, I know you're listening. So listen to this. I'll only have this body for a limited time. Soon it will die, but I will be long gone and so are you. You're being kept in that nowhere place to maintain this body. We're linked, you and I. We always were. How does that feel, John? How does it feel to know I've always been there, looking over your shoulder? You were right about it all, and I'll see to it that nobody ever forgets that. I'm gonna kill everyone you held dear. No one will be able to stop what needs to be done.
The last time I spoke with John in person, he wanted to know about invocation rites. He wanted to bring this entity out into the open and confront it. I think even then it had been plaguing him. This was always a dark path for him to follow, and I discouraged it. But he was always quite attuned to other planes of existence, and indulging him in this quest may have directly contributed to him being possessed. I feel at least partially responsible for this. And I'm doing all I can to bring John, the real John, back.
After we last spoke about John, I visited some of the sites that his confrontations with this entity is supposed to have taken place. What I found at each site has proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that John's claims were genuine. He was being stalked by this thing, and I believe it has indeed taken him over. Don't believe me? Here, I can give you the footage I shot. You'll see what this thing left behind.
The circle is drawn. I am prepared. Do you hear me, John Evans? The right, my birthright, is underway. For this recording, I'm going to cut into the scar on his body's left arm. Let it bleed and be a beacon across the veil. You can feel madness clawing at the edges of this brain. Life is torture. Life is suffering. Life is wrong. Let the ritual show you that I am loyal. It will carry out the wishes of those who breathe in realms of death. Take this blood as an offering. I will always spill more in your name. Take this blood.
Some demons may have once been human souls, but have worked their way up through the ranks, so to speak. Some are wraiths that have never had a body. They've never been alive. Oh, those are very, very powerful beings. It was those who gave me my great work. Collect human souls, ascend to demonhood, pave the way for those infernal forces to take human form. Dead want to infiltrate the world of the living. We want it back.
This is how John would get his message out, isn't it? In the years between my death and finding this new body, I watched the world change. I watched stupidity take over. I watched the masses become slaves of technology. But perhaps that technology does have its uses. Here I will record my gospel. The weak will be culled in order to strengthen the powerful. That is the way of humanity, and has always been the way. A few more to go.
I am reluctant to say that I was wrong in my judgment of John Evans and his work, but I was. Evidence has been presented that has changed my mind, but the fact remains that John has not always acted truthfully. Is he responsible for these murders? I am yet to be convinced either way, but I will search the astral plane for answers. The truth needs to be revealed.
I have conversed with spirits regarding this matter, and they want no part of this battle between Evans and Farraday. The demons that watch are spiteful and callous, and all they want is chaos. The problem is, now they know we are watching, and they're sending their messenger in its human body to silence us with blood.
Possession is real. There are so many documented cases, it's impossible to deny. And there are records of possessed people doing impossible things. Look at the case of Gottlieb Dittus in the 1840s. She vomited nails, for Christ's sake. Faraday has to be stopped. John's out there somewhere, and someone has to help him get back.
John has had his fair share of bad times in recent months, with his career crumbling, his marriage breakup, and some obvious psychological issues, causing him a lot of trouble. But I mean, is he capable of mass murder? I mean, is he capable of such brutality? I'm not convinced.
I had my issues with John. Many of us did, but recent events have given me the proof that I needed to see. John was indeed onto something with the Farraday entity. The stories, they all check out. Faraday's killing spree, his demonic dabbling, John's altered family tree. The pieces fit together, and they form a terrifying picture. It is not John committing these awful crimes. That much is certain.
I know John Evans. We were at uni together. Years later, he helped us get rid of a presence, but soon after that, a new one showed up. It was Farraday. I heard the voice, that same voice, in John's recordings. This is real. John is innocent.
I found John amidst the veil between this world and death. We have spoken, although not in a conventional sense, and I now know what must be done. The demon that was once Frederick Farraday wants dominion over as many souls as possible, so that it may tear the veil asunder and spew forth its pestilence. I have given John what instruction I can, but in his weakened state I fear that all is lost.
I am 100% certain that it isn't John committing these awful crimes. John is being used by the Farraday entity. The evidence is there. I've been through John's archives and it all adds up. The entity is trying to fulfil a bargain it made on the other side. The question is, who is it working for?
I've seen it. The demon that's taken John Evans' body. It's like looking at madness itself. Deep in the shadows of the veil between worlds, I can see it. And it's not alone. Far from it. They are legion. And they're coming.
The pattern of killings is plain to see. Each one of the victims has been alleged psychics, claiming to have contacted the spirit of John Evans. It's almost as though they are being picked off to stop anyone getting in the way of it completing its work. But that begs the question, what is the work that it is trying to complete? What if it is working for a higher power? This time, I am siding with the work of John Evans. These are unprecedented times. John, if you can hear me, I can help you. You know where I am.
A light from journeys that must not speak, I am the guide you all must seek. In blood and pain I have defiled the living flesh of those reviled. I bow to you, my masters many, await your guidance, I welcome any. I invoke you now, the breath of gods, to part the skin and raise the odds. My honoured teachers, have you brought me John Evans? I need to converse with him.
He is here. But John Evans will speak.
You never told anyone, John, about the sickness inside you, the tumour that went away but will come back. One day it will kill you, John, or it would have done. At least I've spared you a painful death. This body will end soon. You will end soon. This is the house where it began. It made sense for me to come back here. I will bring the last souls here. And then it's done. And it's done. And then John, I'll end this body, John, and you'll be there forever, where you left me.
He's here with me. John's right here in this room, and he's watching me. Just as I watched him for so long. He's talking to me in my head, or his head. He's trying to start a war. Well, you can have one, John. Kill me in this body, and you die too. No, you can't take me out of it, John. Not ever. You're too weak. Too weak. I will move your hands. Not like this. I did what you said. I did it all. I killed them for you, so where's my reward? Where is it?
Lie to us, Frederick Farraday. Lie to us. The John Evans has revealed all. You sought only to live, not to ascend.
He lied to you. Are you seriously going to believe him? I am your messenger, a servant. I did as you asked.
Only for your own ends.
I will complete my work. I will gather the final souls. Take back my body, Faraday. Give it back to me. You can't bear to admit that this has always been your purpose, can you? Your bloodline is my bloodline. A line of killers serving their masters. Well, now you should see me as yours. Not a slave. I'm John Evans. No. Get out of my mind, Evans. Get out. There are secrets you should never see. Secrets that should change everything. Get out. The truth is seen at last. I have found my proof. You were never going to obey your masters. The demon wanted freedom from its bargain, didn't it? I'll show them, Faraday. This is a war you can't win, Evans. You can't stop me. I'm already dead, Frederick. I can't suffer more. I am John Evans, and I'm not dead. The demon and I have made a bargain. I gathered those things to me, and they will be my weapons. They will be my ritual circle. They will be the binding and the banishing of Faraday. Rise up. Rise up. The skin is mine. It's John, I need your help. It's not going to work, John. It's not going to work. I know what you're doing. Trying to come back, trying to take this body back. This is mine, my time. I have waited for this for so long. You will not take it from me. You will not turn my masters against me. I am your blood. All is mine. This skin is mine. This skin is mine. This skin is mine. No, Faraday. It's mine.
It's me. It's John. Please help me. Contact Clifton Region. The county's fit for anyone.
Back in your box, John. Mine.
Change my mind, Faraday.
There is always a level of psychic turbulence dancing at the edge of our awareness. It spills over from realms that human eyes should never be privy to, and yet some of us are privy to a lot more of it than we would like. I know that John Evans is no longer trapped in limbo. I know that the soul of Frederick Farraday has been shattered like thin glass. The shadows I converse with have shown me the truth of the demon that Faraday had become, and they wanted rid of it. Sometimes even the other side has its limits. Is the demon gone? No. Nothing is ever truly gone.